So, welcome to the Non-Exec. I'm Justin Levine. It is March 2018. Past few months have blurred by. No time for video logs. Made a few minutes today. Anyway, today I want to talk briefly just about one topic only, and that is who's going to buy your company. So, clients ask me this very question every time I see them. What type of company is going to come and buy a business like mine? So the response I give is this, is buyers tend to fall into two main categories. And the two categories are very simple. So one are the financial buyers. So financial buyers, very simply, are individuals or organizations that buy companies and businesses simply to make a good return. Could be to sort of make a good return out of the profit stream, or it could be to make what I would call a good capital return in that if they run the business and they develop it, they can sell it for more money in the future. So who's a financial buyer? Financial buyers are wealthy people with a lot of money, sometimes called high net worth people or ultra high net worth people. So very wealthy individuals or family offices. That's one sort of branch of financial investors. The other one are people like private equity firms, people that play with other people's money and invest that money to get a better return. So those organizations are financial buyers. And those organizations, there's an upside with these types of companies and people is sometimes you can get quite a high amount of money for your business. But there's a few strings attached. The first one is with financial buyers, there tends to be a threshold of profit of which below a certain threshold, they have less or no interest. And you know, this is not black and white, so just take this as a yardstick. There's an old-fashioned phrase. £1 million profit or £1 million EBITDA tends to be the line beneath. If you go beneath that number, it tends to be that certainly private equity firms have less interest. Why? Well, that's just life. That's just how things are. So broadly speaking, if your business is generating more than £1 million profit or £1 million EBITDA, then it's going to get a lot of attention. You're going to find quite a big pool of audience from financial buyers. If it's beneath £1 million EBITDA, and certainly if it's half that or sort of very small, then generally you're going to get less attention. But you know, there's a few caveats. If you've got a high growth business, an e-commerce business, pure play, something that's going to scale and grow massively very fast, it's different. They might be interested. But you know, if you're a general business in a sort of a general market space, an engineering company, manufacturing company, wholesale company, £1 million EBITDA tends to be the threshold. And always remember, the upside is if you have got that threshold and more, and you get you attract interest from financial buyers, it's positively good news sometimes because those types of organisations can pay quite high multiples of profit to buy a business like yours. Of course, remember, I mentioned the phrase strings attached. It does come with some strings attached because, of course, the way they engineer your company after it's been purchased tends to be that they load the company with debt. That's another one for another particular story downstream. So, but that's our one broad pool of audience, financial buyers. Now, we've also got then the trade buyers. That's the second group. That's the second audience of potential companies that could buy a business like yours. I call them strategic buyers or trade buyers. It's much the same thing. And that's very simple. Those are organizations that will be in or aligned to your market space. So I've often used with this video the analogy of somebody that make doors, for example. So if you manufacture doors, somebody within your space could be somebody that makes windows. And you can see the sort of perspective. It's broadly in the same market. And so if you're going to sell to a trade buyer, it could well be a competitor because there's obviously some attraction in buying a competing company and bringing them together. Or it could be somebody that's aligned to your business. And the point here is that a trade buyer will look at your business, obviously from a financial viewpoint. That would be naive to think that finances are not important about how your business operates. But what they'll be looking to do is to see where the synergy lies. I don't particularly like that word, but it's the only way I think of is synergy is the thing that if you're making doors, they make windows. If you work together, could you sell more doors and windows? And if the answer is yes, that creates synergy. In other words, the value of two businesses separated is more together. And when I say together, I'm not saying putting them together under the same roof. I think you understand what I'm saying. So with trade buyers, strategic buyers, there is obviously sometimes a massive imperative for those companies to come and buy a business like yours because they can see the advantage of putting things together. And it tends to be, as a broad rule of thumb, I tend to work more in the trade side, strategic buyers, because frankly speaking, they're going to look at your business with a different perspective. Again, they're looking for synergy, they're looking to probably preserve the business and build it and make it a better business, but working together. So that's it. There's two different types of buyers: financial buyers, trade buyers, and of course there is the third, which is management buyout, and there may be others, I'm sure there are. But there you go. I hope that provides a little bit of use in terms of the types of individuals that can come and buy a business like yours. What I will leave on, just a final point, is the market's good. Sort of the UK PLC is doing pretty well, and market sentiment's pretty good for acquisitions at the moment. So it's all good news. So listen, thank you for stopping by. You've got patience, I'm sure, in watching this. See you next time. I'm Justin Levine.